Hello, EMU Community. I'm Amanda Maher. I'm an Assistant Professor in the Department of History and Philosophy. We are in the week of March 10th, so we have been in the shadow of the pandemic now for an entire year. And I've been asked to share a day in my life.
My morning begins every morning with the battle of getting my son Henry out of bed. It's a little before 6 a.m. So I'm going to come in and get up Henry. This is always a struggle. Oh, okay. Oh, he's apparently awake but resisting me.
So Henry's off to school. Some mornings I get back in bed and read the news or read email or read. But 3 to 4 times a week, I try to go down into my basement right here and sit in front of my treadmill. I try to run, 3 miles. Some days I'm not up to it, and I might just sprint a mile. I'm not really athletic, so this is like a big push for me.
I usually move between this desk chair and that reading chair. That's pretty much how many steps I do a day.
Okay, so one thing I do really early in the day before I'm totally ready and to kind of face Zoom meetings and Zoom cameras, I sit down and write a list of everything I want to get done for the day, or a list of everything I'm working on and things I need to kind of touch base with. This has been a COVID a strategy that I've really had to implement because the days kind of kind of flow into one another. So I've got some grading to do today that I want to finish up. I've got a few meetings. I always check my calendar. So I've got a couple meetings. Oh gosh, I have a paper to write. I'm presenting at a conference and I have to finish the paper, so that's in a couple weeks. So goodness, that needs to be on the list of things. But one thing I really miss about being in person class are those 5 to 10 minute discussions that happen before class and after class, or those little kind of conversations that maybe happen, so effortlessly during class that don't happen as much on a Zoom meeting. And this is where I get to know students. So I've tried to recreate this as much as I can. So I have students, I ask them questions about their lives and their day and put them in. And then I I'll spend probably a good hour or so this morning. I save all those chats and I reread them. And then I try to respond to every student who was in class or those who didn't make it, try to send a message, making sure they're okay. Some students write me, they'll chat in private to maybe tell me that they're really struggling or they feel overwhelmed. And so I try to reach out and see what strategies I can maybe offer.
It's warm enough to have my windows open today. Can you hear that up there? Neighborhood woodpecker.
I do take a lot of joy in reading student papers and what they're thinking about, and so it's not a very action-packed day that I have, but it is a rewarding day. Normally it's just very quiet and I'm physically alone, but I feel very connected when I read students' work. So thank you to all my students who fill my mind with lots of wonderings and new knowledge and new ways of thinking about things, but I better get back at it. The grading never ends.
Oh my gosh, happy day. Do you see that over there? That's the first robin. I just spotted my first robin of this year. Spring's coming.
So in case you're wondering, this is the face of Zoom fatigue. So this week, right now, I've been in a meeting for, probably 3 hours, like a workshop. So here I am. This is where I spent a lot of time. We're on our lunch break right now.
Oh, the whole family's here today. This is what we call excitement in the day of my life.
And every night I make dinner for my family. Tonight we're having a stir fry.
Henry's dyslexic, so he has worked really, really, really hard to become a very good reader, and we read lots together. It's one of our favorite things that we do together is that. So where did we leave off? Do you remember what chapter? The Way to Shining Moon Mountain. I'm reflecting on my day today, thinking that I really talked to more birds than I realized. So I've almost become like an amateur bird watcher during the last year.
the one thing about COVID is I'm always surprised how tired I am, considering how I feel like I don't move that much or go anywhere. And at the end of the day, I sometimes beat myself up that I don't get enough done. And yet I feel like I work a lot more because there's no boundaries. Overall, though, I feel very lucky that I've been able to stay home and stay safe with my family. And while being a mother, working at home, and having a son home for most part of this year, having a child trying to teach has been a challenge. I also feel lucky that I've had this extra year that we don't normally get as parents. So it's hard, but I try to stay positive and look at the perks. I'm looking forward to being with students back on campus, hopefully very soon, with my friends and colleagues. And another day tomorrow. Get up and do it all over.